for Team WE is, with this Talia wall, how can we create terrain versus Tarzan? Can we force him into a position where Tarzan is trapped on this Trundle? Because outside of him not having flash, he cannot get away from this. And I like this from Monkey, taking the Jarvan.
Taeyun has his flash, Vampire doing a nice job to body block, so it looks like WE will escape and get out here with a small win.
To grab the Dragon, still a minute and Shanks. He has the priority now to answer. Let's see if WE can get more than just one grub.
Yeah, already Cataclysm in onto Tarzan. Remember, he doesn't have that flash, but gonna just use that Subjugate to become oh so tanky. Killer Instinct into the pit, and it's gonna be first blood picked up for AL, and Karis is stuck in that pick at it, gonna have to flash away. Already that first grub secured by Team WE. A teleport comes in. It's gonna be Cube looking to try to rejoin the fight, but without Monkey alive, it's going to be very difficult for W to do anything about it. However, two-man seismic shove does land onto AL. Tarzan getting critically low, but now Karis doesn't have any more mana. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, it's going to be Taeyun forced upon the barrier, but now Cube has burned down Hope, and Kyle has to flash away as well. Cube picks up another kill, and WE manages to go 2 for 1.
I don't think Cube is getting another one after this. Flandra decided, I'm hitting the turret. He must have taken a really bad trade. He also used his ultimate there. So something happens. I really hope we get a check at the replay, as that is 3 kills now to WE in the first 9 minutes of this game. Feats of warfare going over to them. I need to see what happened in bottom lane, because or not being able to teleport in that situation to match Cube gives WE a numbers advantage, even with Monkey falling at the very beginning of this.
So they're really in control of things in terms of the feats of strength. And they're looking for more. Onto a flashless Shanks. He gets himself away from the seismic shove. Really nice movement coming out from the mid laner of anyone's legend. Not enough to get a kill back, though. Might end up being a difference. Now that Tarzan and Kyle have arrived, there goes that quickness, and Karis will go down.
What?
They land another knock on the Vampire. Where was he going? Thought he could survive through that unbreakable will, but just absolutely
Area, but has Killer Instinct.
They're going to go on to Cube, who just was overheated. He's going to be able to get back to a good state very quickly. The Dragon's at 2,000 HP. They've already knocked down Tarzan as Karis has come in with the Weaver's Wall just to try to zone the Trundle away from the Drake. Equalizer trying to burn him down. Tarzan won't go down just yet, but now Flandre is the next target. Kyle and Hope have to get in there quick, but a 3-man shockwave comes in from Shanks, but it's not nearly enough as Karis is going to be able to shut him down.
Pressuring him off, but that is not the focus there. The instantaneous engage onto Cube means nothing. He just hit level 11, but he doesn't have Equalizer. I think right now WE more focused on getting gold for themselves to make sure that Karis can pick up another wave. He's very close to actually finishing his Seraphs up until that point in the year, right? Like they were, I think, 5-1 all time versus them in 2025, and unfortunately they did end up falling. Some pretty goodwill, and I mean, even going into 2026, I very much expect him to be a team captain.
Yeah, as looks like the team captain of AL is doing pretty good too, as he just completely jumps Cube and takes him down. Nicely done here by AL to get a little bit more gold on the board. They have stabilized things quite a bit. However, his topics and sights will now turn to this next Dragon spawning in 20 seconds, and W want to make a play mid before that.
I don't think this mid-wave matters now. We're getting a flank teleport coming in from Flandra. 15 seconds on Cube.
Is canceled. There's no charm because of that seemingly from Tarzan. Now he's at half HP. Flandra, though, with a massive flank with the Call of the Forge Gods, going to be able to take down Taeyun, and they land the shockwave out of Karis as well. Hope of the Killer Instinct will take down the Talia, and both carries for W.
top lane. AL immediately make the transition around this Dragon and stop WE from getting to Soul Point here. A crucial pick needed in this game.
Very powerful teams. That they're going to have to make sure they are
Monkey,
on their A-game here, as Monkey tries to go in for his red buff, but it's not his red buff anymore. It now belongs to Tarzan.
Now, let's pick up some more gold.
Yeah, we can get that.
And that pick right there might have just costed WE game number 1.
Big pick onto the superstar jungler here. Tarzan finding Monkey in his own red buff. And ending up picking up that Otacons coming in from AL.
This should be the turret for Taeyun. Again, 3 grubs makes it very easy for W to make it on out. Oh, and AL are able to trade that to stop Monkey from flag and dragging forward, or even Vampire if Tarzan has the hands for it. So I want to see AL. This is incredibly tough to break.
Well, they do find the full combo on the Kyle. and take down the Rakan before he can use anything. So that is a big win for WE, but it's going to cost Monkey about 75% of his HP bar, and that's not a good sign. Sombrero again, it does not connect. Shockwave misses for Shanks. Not a good sign for AL. They lose their support, they lose their mid laner's ulti, and now this
Vampire
Dragonflight's
just
going to be much
TP'd.
more difficult. Vampire with a spellbook teleport, going to be able to land a huge knockup with the Shanks. 3-man Cataclysm, but the Call of the Forge God is big. Hope still untouched on the back line. He's going to try to cook here in this fight.
Taeyun
to the back line, and Hope is going to try to rip apart Team WE. They pick up the ace of the 4v5.
That is Hope from MSI, ladies and gentlemen. His Kai'Sa completely cleans house and rinses WE. A second dragon goes over, and the start of this fight again. All about Tarzan on this Trundle, putting Monkey into difficult situations. We wanted to see more for AL, that Tarzan feels empowered. You're going to have a Rakan and an Orianna augmenting all of your ability to play this game. Teleport from behind.
They're going to try to collapse onto Tarzan, but that guy's way too tanky for just Vampire and Monkey to be going for him. The equalizer not even finding a ton, as Monkey is the first casualty. Taeyun is just stuck in the pit. He's going to have to valk away, but it's going to be all too late. It's a double kill for Hope, and the chase down will continue. Shanks finds Taeyun with a shockwave, and underneath the tier 2 tower they go. Zero regard for the turret whatsoever. Another ace for AL, and Baron will be the next target.
5 for 0, Baron on top of that, and look, they're not going to even bother. They're just going to send Tarzan and Hope to finish this objective by themselves. Anyone's Legends look like they have come back. Now, two things to note. One, AL have been Game 1 Andes so far in LPL. They started off all of their series with a Game 1 win where they look resoundingly better than their opponents. But to close out a
series... What you want to do when you have this Baron buff open, WE looking for responses, but just not able to find the right plays at the right time. Whether it's a couple of bad clicks from Taeyun, Monkey going for the wrong engage. So far, WE have not been able to find their footing here in this Game 1.
They can play on 2 lanes, the ability to really flex between the two of them with the Kai'Sa and having Hope here. Jesus Christ, Vampire is gone. Let's wrap this game up, boys.
And the pillar lands on the cars as well. He's going to be an easy Call the Forge God target, but there's not enough follow-up for AL to continue the push. So instead, they'll take 2 inhibitors simultaneously as their consolation prize. Game not over just yet, but AL looks like they might try to push for that 1-0
Kyle can
lead.
teleport, and he still has Grand Entrance.
Kyle. Look for another engage. Again, Vampire dead for the next 9 seconds. There's a searing charge. It lands on both of the backline carries. And Flandre sets up his team for success. Monkey with the Cataclysm, not even to find a single kill. Vampire respawns, but it is all too late as Tarzan is still tanking up everybody on WE. Another shockwave for good measure sets up a triple kill for Shanks. A quadra kill at that.
An angle where you're going to have such solid front line in this game. You really want to be able to buy space for your Caitlyn, allow her to plant all of these traps, let her really take over in a fight with multiple headshots. And for WE, they're going to need to play this team and think about what they're going to do on side lanes here, Grapes. Rise on a side lane, Caitlyn taking all of these turrets. Now he's going to have a lot of HP and the shielding as well. Cube potentially just going to get canceled on his recall for right now. Maybe Tarzan with the announcement that the dragon has been taken.
Finally getting some damage onto the tower, even though the plates have just expired. WE should be able to pick up first brick. As Shanks dishes out a little bit of extra damage here, now will become the target as Monkey goes forward with the Excel hunting around the river with the dragon available.
Tarzan gets picked off here.
Okay, Cole combined here with Cube's Unstoppable Onslaught. The Decimating Smash lands onto 2. Already Kyle very low, and he will be taken down for first blood. That goes over to Karth, but the Arcane Storm is doing a lot of work. But it's immediately a 2-for-0. Another Ixtal's impact from Monkey. Connects onto Shanks. The ace in the hole comes through. Another stun lands onto the Victor. And it's Feats of Warfare and a 3-for-0 team fight for Team.
A lot of his evolves at this moment. Shanks also just lost Flash in that top lane play. I thought the lane matchup into the Scion was going to be piss poor, so let's try to get Flandre into this.
Now in favor of Team WE. They have claimed the Feats of Strength. They are going to pick up this Rift Herald as well. And the AL Game 1 Andy narrative really is coming back again.
WE have controlled 100% of objectives in this game.
Stayed relatively even with Tarzan in terms of farm, and right now he's reaping the rewards by having a pretty good situation for himself. Looks like AL gonna get one back though as Vampire should not have been walking there.
Yes,
and
it's gold, but there's nothing else on the map right now. And Vampire immediately gets a TP out thanks to Summoner Spellbook.
Monkey comes in, takes that tier 1 turret
Instead
down.
of going for the dragon, they know that AL are trying to flip this.
Yeah.
Vampire,
They might be a
nobody
little
in the
bit late.
area.
Yeah, the Realm Warp's not going to get them close enough. It's already at 2,000 HP. They got 2 smites. That means that AL are able to pick up the Otacon kind of right on the noses of Team WE. Oh, but a nice Impale, though, will land onto Tarzan, making it 1 kill in response for WE, but you're going to take that if you're anyone's legend, getting yourself that major objective.
The Otacon is nice, but what does it really give you, right? When you think about Otacon, the Pledals are nice. They're going to make this pick on a cube.
Nicely done. Making sure.
What are WE doing? Go for the dragon!
A 2-man decimating smash comes in. Cube's actually going to live. And now the re-engage comes in. Not enough damage to take down this Scion in a 3v1. And now it's an even numbers fight.
What
making
the hell?
a 5v4 as Taeyun flashes forward and takes Hope down. Shanks getting chased by Monkey. Not a lot of crowd control though, as instead the targets will turn towards the Sejuani. Flandre has dropped. It's a 3-for-0. Monkey not going to die either as he will survive.
And respawns. So now WE will put themselves at soul point and are now threatening to send us to a game 3. We do not want to see Victor versus Scion. If you're an AL fan, you want to get that matchup as far away as possible. And spawning in 2.5. So AL are in a weird catch-22 where they want to be able to catch and get minions. Kyle's just
thought he
dead
was going to
though.
look for a flank, but he ends up getting focused here. The Glacial Fissure lands on in the Magnet Storm far too late, as Karis will pick up the 8th kill of the game. Still relatively low on Team WE's side. They don't want to start this Baron up
What are
just
we
yet.
doing?
Well, they'll knock up Tarzan.
What are we doing?
He's forced to use the Audacious Charge forward. He's just going to go down. Tarzan will fall. Now the Baron is certainly the target.
Why are we ever walking up on that mid-wave as AL? We just lost Flash on Shanks. I could maybe visualize them saying, let's see if we can get Shanks to teleport in, but we do no damage. Now we're going to have Baron. The timer's going to overlap into the dragon spawning. AL have played this game too incredibly miserably. And even if they make this pick on a Vampire, this is still Baron going over.
He'll finally go down, but it comes at the cost of the Baron. Wait, they don't have a smite. Oh my god, Taeyun is able to barely
move in towards objectives. Monkey with no impact, or Impale, I don't think it matters, honestly.
Deadly Flourish does land. Will AL be strong enough to contest this? A big Magnet Storm comes forward from Kyle. Taeyun is taken down. A big shutdown in the hands of Tarzan. And now the Arcane Storm has been unlocked. But Cube in the backline still refuses to die. Karis goes golden. He flashes away. And he will eventually go down to the likes of AL. But the tanks on the front line are just too strong. AL are the beefy boys are facing up against Team WE. And they will not be able to take down any of these tanks. Tarzan and Flandre are forced to flee as Cube and Monkey are looking to try to continue the chase. And Ixtal's impact lands. Tarzan gets knocked up. Tarzan will get taken down. WE lose their carries, but they're going to win this damn fight.
From your Soul Furnace is going to make it very difficult for the opponents to ever punch through you. And now we get to see Ocean Soul, Dragon for at least 10 or Baron for the next 10 seconds. They are literally unkillable at this point.
Yeah,
so Karis took an ultimate and did 0 HP to him. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, now Cube, he's going to get focused down in a 2v1 situation, but he's going to survive long enough for at least his inhibitor to go down, if not more. They're going to send in the cavalry. In come WE with the Realm Warp from Karis, and Tarzan is forced to run for the hills, run towards the opposite side of where his Nexus resides. The Impale does not connect here for Monkey, but it's not going to matter right now as the numbers advantage right still is in favor of Team WE. They're going to try to burst down the tier 3. Kaya with the Magnet Storm will land onto 3 as Tarzan finally has rejoined the fight. Crescent Guard's going to knock over a couple as Taeyun does go down.
Man.
But Cube is still so tanky. Him and Monkey just refusing to go down. And everybody on AL is going to pay the price for that. Already it's Tarzan down. Flandre forced to run away. The Sejuani looks like an absolutely squishy carry at this point compared to the Scion Garner combo. Vampire chases Kyle underneath his own tier 1 as now Team WE can look for another push.
Okay, well, good news for AL fans. Maybe 2 bits of good news. Shanks has Flash again. And we can start thinking about Game 3 draft. That's the great part about this.
Yeah, I mean, They're going to have to take down the Nexus turrets right now. It's 15 seconds on Tarzan respawning. The Arcane Storm doing a little bit, but not nearly enough to take anybody down just yet. The thing that is killable. And now the Baron's up in 10 seconds. They could just, you know, if they don't want to end the game right now, they could do it in a little bit, but instead it looks like they want to go for the fight. Here comes the choo-choo train right onto Hope on the back line as he just gets 100 to 0'd without being able to use that rapid fire cannon one time. Another Glacial Fissure lands. If Realm Warp into the back line, they're going to lock down Shanks. The defending champions look like the last place team at this point. Team WE just completely destroy AL and will bring us to a deciding Game 3.
Getting almost every objective in the game will just make it look easy.
Okay,
Ocean Soul,
get the minions,
Baron,
guys. Get the minions.
it doesn't matter. They are
go.
so tanky, they can literally just do this. 34 minutes is how long it takes for WE to win game number 2 against AL and send us to a final deciding game. Most perfect way I would actually want to see a lot of these fights start is just let Tarzan and Shanks throw down the ultimates, let them use their crowd control, and then you're landing things like the Rupture for free. Then you're landing things like on this topside schedule. He votes against it, and Flandra will have to recognize that he's going to have to do something here. Oh my god.
Another hook on Atayu, not even able to use his flash in time.
They're up on right now as the Nocturne, and it just does not matter.
Just all about what the scaling can do, but if you can't get to the point in the game where the scaling happens, gonna be a big problem as Cube accepting his demise as well. He has it though. Already forcing a flash away from Karis is Tarzan. As the Grubs have been started up. Hope on the way. In goes the Paranoia. They're going to try to lock down the Shanks. And Annie is just completely taken down. He failed his flash, and that's the first kill of the game for WE. But Hook lands on Karis. He's going to be taken very low, but not down just yet. He gets himself a double kill, though, as WE are going to try to turn this fight around on the backside of things. It's Cube also forcing Flandre out of the picture, and WE can just go right back to the Grubs.
Shanks failing that flash is a huge heartbreaker, and maybe Flandra's dead next. Vampire!
Flash over is Vampire with a twisted advance! Another kill goes the way of Team WE as Taeyun gets involved as well. Hope and Tarzan still alive, still looking to try to skirmish. They're actually going to push away WE in a 2v4 situation and make sure it's not a full sweep of the Grubs.
But that's feats of strength, or feats of warfare going over to WE. That'll be also...
Just yet, but this could be an opportunity for them to do so. As in goes another Paranoia for Monkey around this first Dragon. However, not a lot of damage just yet, but here comes Taeyun and Tarzan going to eventually drop. And now it's Shanks caught inside of that cage. And Karis goes between worlds and takes Kyle down. A double kill for Taeyun. And WE...
some souls from the Cho'Gath. WE making good on what could have been a very problematic early game. I know I was very guilty of just saying, hey, they have 3 losing lanes. The matchups are not looking good. Tarzan now trying to punish with a Grand Starfall.
Land the stun of the Vampire. Rupture does connect as well. Should be a kill. Flandra has the feast, but Vampire flashes away and makes sure that he is not in range of Flandra's big ol' mouth. Taeyun gonna get hooked up, but Kyle just goes straight. Questions left to be answered as to what their season is going to look like if they keep dropping series like this. Their third potentially in a row. Flandra try to find some respite on Karis. Force flash away as in comes the engage from Monkey on the backside of things. And Nature's Grasp gonna root up too. And WE will make their return right back to the Herald. A hook from Kyle. It lands on a Taeyun, and that could be big. A big shutdown finally.
Something goes right here for AL. It's as good as it's going to get right now, and that is some of the upside that this Blitzcrank does offer you. Mid lane tier 1 if they want it. AL instead, though, they're going to try and move in.
Paranoia in from Monkey, but he has not gone in just yet. Just waiting and using the lack of vision to actually take the Dragon down. So a smart play here for Team WE, opting out of the fight and instead looking to just get that Dragon. And now they can look for another engage as Hope gets chunked down pretty heavily. Tarzan, Grand Star falling forward onto the top side of the map to try to take down Cube, but they're unable to get the Yorick. And now another fight has begun as a hook lands on the Monkey, but he's not taken down just yet. Kyle has to flash away as the root lands on to Shanks. Nobody on A. He's comfortable pushing. They could try to do the same strategy again, where Monkey just presses the R button and turns off the lights, but the Otacon is down to 6,000 HP, and they've already had to kite away from it. Now the teleport comes in, and the full-on fight will start. A huge between worlds, but he gets feasted,
Monkey's dead.
and AL get 2 kills right back, but it's matched by WE. Cube is still strong, and Taeyun is on the back line. The Otacon gets secured by Tarzan, but Team WE should be able to win the team fight. A triple kill already for Cube on the Yorick, and Flandra has to flash away.
That might have been the Otacon. That's gold. That's some experience going over to AL with all of those petals. But more stacks here for Taeyun. A turret as well here for WE. Problematic stuff here now happening around the map. Going to be a missing soul point here for WE. A single ward in the pit, not seen. Senna ult goes out.
Tibbers on top. Jungler for WE down. But the dragon has been peeled away from AL. They don't want the Drake. They want the fight as well. 2-man rupture in for Flandra. And Chorus is shut down. It's a triple kill for Hope. And right.
Vibes of game 1, kind of.
Yeah, where WE got off to a good start. Damage onto Tarzan as the Baron dance now has
begun. Mid.
Come out. They're looking towards the mid lane. A fear lands onto Hope. He's going to get taken down by Taeyun.
I don't know if there's going to be more. There's Kyle with a hook, but Hope, he uses his barrier there. We didn't get to see too much of the start, just too far up on mid wave. The great punish there from Monkey. They do not have the Nature's Grasp anymore. I think this is just going to be the mid lane tier 1. And a little bit more gold so they can potentially get to that third item. Taeyun getting very close to it and look to put themselves on that soul point that was denied 5 minutes ago.
WE able to take
Play and engage now.
Lands onto Cube. Will they be able to center him down just yet? Not now, as he hasn't been able to flash away. Dragon's been secured. Vampire flashes away from the rupture, but now AL want the fight. Paranoia was used, but not to close a gap, just to try to toggle with some vision. As Monkey
no!
forward, he gets caught out by the hook of Kyle, and Shanks will take him down. WE's jungler is dead, and AL should claim this Baron.
This should have been a perfect line of play for WE if they just were able to move back and take your conservative lines there, but taking a play right as they have control of this side of the map, a massive mistake coming in from Monkey. The team leader stepping in the wrong position gives AL position back in this game. It's still a Mountain Soul or Dragon Soul point here on the cards for WE, but a Baron will help smooth out the next 3 minutes of this game for them and hopefully get them back in.
The minions told anyone's legend that Monkey was just going to be there, and Tarzan flashed over multiple lanes at the same time.
I like the idea of the combo there from Kyle. Use the silence, then try to find the hook.
Starfall in onto Cube. He should just get feasted. Yes, Flandre picking up that kill instantly. Monkey getting taken very low as well. Hope takes him down with a ricochet, and Taeyun has to flash away. Tier 2 turret still up and available. Dawning Shadow over the top, and Chorus gets stunned. Chorus gets shut down, and that might be it. Anyone's Legends, they go 2 for 1, and they go on to the tier 3 right now.
No more Tibbers. It's a teleport out from Shanks. Is this the end of the game? A minute left with these Baron buffs. A massive mistake. We're going to have to go back to the third dragon of the game where AL were able to steal that away, and too many mistakes from WE.
It's going to have to be Taeyun and Vampire, but the wave just might be too much. It's still 4 members strong for your defending champions. Taeyun not having the damage just yet. Flandre munches down Vampire once more, and the Summer Swoon has come to a conclusion. Anyone's Legends are going to be able to pick up their first win of Split 3.
And it was through the jaws of defeat, a weird early game yet again here, where WE, they get control of the early game, they get all of the early buffs. Still, not a clean look for them. I would have accepted a 2-1 from AL that looked more like game number 1, but